Yeah, now she's doing a Fortnite dance.
Excellent. You cannot.
And with the title Dictory Royale.
Well, I guess you cannot have a Fortnite porn parody without a Fortnite dance, or it wouldn't be real. And in this sense, hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast. A&Y and Keyframe wonder about random drivel. And today with us, Brett Jones, aka the Cinema Snob. Welcome to the show, Brett.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. For those out there who are not familiar with your work, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
Well, the titles we were just reading off, like Strokemon and SpongeNob SquareNuts, that really says it all. Now, I play a character on YouTube called the Cinema Snob. I run a YouTube channel called Stone Gremlin Productions. We have a riff show we've been doing about 12 years called The Cinema Snob, where I play this character and I talk about and kind of rip through and review various like exploitation movies, sometimes porno titles, sometimes religious movies and other things. We have other shows we do too. We have an animated series called Lloyd. We have a current movie review show called Midnight Screenings. We do original movies too. We had a parody film called Jesus Bro. We have a food show called Brad Tries. So really over 12 years, we've been doing quite a bit.
Here's actually a fun thing about Brad Tries. Ages ago, when I was still not really sure what I wanted to do, as I assume many content producers on the internet, I started out as a channel awesome fanboy. And I made a parody video and watch where I had this character who was like, what should we review? Like, I made a joke about somebody reviewing food. This was shortly before you actually did it, and you did it, and I was like, this was supposed to be a joke. This was supposed to be over the top, and somebody does it?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of close to how that show started anyway. I mean, it didn't necessarily start out as a joke, but the first episode of Brad Tries, where I do different gimmicky foods and things like that, for whatever reason, I needed a vlog to go up that day. Like maybe I was still editing a Snob episode at the time. I can't remember. But I do like gimmicky foods and sodas. So Mountain Dew had just released Whiteout. And I just did a quick like taste video on that. And it went over really, really well. So I go, okay, well, maybe I'll do a couple of other ones. And I did a couple others, and it started to... At the time when we were still on Blip and our videos were exclusively on our site, thecinemasnob.com, at the time they were like the most commented on videos we were doing. So it just kind of, what started out as sort of this lark filler video turned into a regular show, and it's actually one of the oldest shows we have on the site right now.
From what I can tell, you are still doing it, aren't you? To this day.
I do, yeah. Yeah, every Tuesday we have a new episode of that up.
It turned into, let me find a beer from 1982 that'll destroy my liver. I can't watch that episode without looking in pain. Just like, why? Why do you do that?
And that's not even the worst. The old Reggie bar was way worse. The 20-plus-year-old candy bar, and the ranch dressing soda was like the worst of the non-expired food or drink episodes.
I just wanted to say, a ranch dressing soda sounds like something that conceptually is gross, but a candy bar that's 20 years old just sounds like it's generally unhealthy.
Well, I didn't swallow it. I took a bite out of it, and it just tasted like an old spider-filled warehouse. And that was a hard taste to get out of my mouth. Like after I shot the Reggie Bar episode, I ran to the bathroom and got sick and could not get that taste out of my mouth for like hours. Like I was Listerine, all of that, brushing my teeth, everything. Like it was, I was sitting there like, well, I guess I should just get used to this taste right now. My food's going to taste like this from now on. But that ranch dressing soda tasted like just vomit backwash. And I like ranch dressing.
But yeah, with that, I guess we should get to the week segment. Brad, how has your week been? Any funny anecdotes or traumatizing events you'd like to share?
I'm in the middle of watching the movie for this week's Snob episode, and it's the most insane part of my week. The rest of my week, I was just kind of kicking back and just going to see movies and whatever. I'm in the middle of watching this movie from 1991 called A Little Piece of Heaven. That's a Kirk Cameron Christmas movie.
I've seen this.
You've seen this movie?
Yes.
Okay. This movie is a million times more insane than Saving Christmas.
What?
It's a movie where Kirk Cameron has a mentally challenged sister, and they're orphans, and he wants kids to play with his sister for Christmas. So he sneaks into an orphanage and drugs a couple of kids and kidnaps them, takes them home to his sister, and convinces them that they're dead and they're now living in heaven. And this is this like feel-good family Christmas melodrama, and it's insane.
Is this? Have I found the right movie? No, this looks like a music
that's
video.
a music video, I think.
Okay.
No, it's I have the poster right here. I'll put it in the chat. But no, I want to read the user review that I found on IMDb.
Yeah,
lovely.
It's from 2001. Excellent family film. In my opinion, one of the best family films ever. It has a very interesting story, very heartwarming, and each of the actors does a tremendous job. It teaches excellent biblical values while causing you to laugh at different situations you are led to.
No, it doesn't. Kirk Cameron shows up at a girl's house who's Lacey Chabert, and she's like 8 years old in this. He shows up in the middle of the night outside her window while he's dressed like an angel to lure her outside by telling her that she died of a burst appendix and that her parents died in a bank robbery, and she has to go live with him now because, again, his mentally disabled sister wants other kids to play with. And this is not a horror movie. This is supposed to be just this family Christmas drama. It's positively insane. I'm just grabbing my drink.
Okay.
Oh, there we have it. Okay.
Yeah, this is Kirk Cameron back when he was still on what was the sitcom he was on?
Growing Pains. Yeah, this is 1991, and it's got Cloris Leachman in it, and the guy who plays Jamal on Empire, he's a little kid in this. It's got Lacey Chabert is in it as the little girl. It's like he literally goes inside the orphanage, crushes a tranquilizer pill into a brownie, puts it under a kid's bed with a note on it that says "Don't tell."
So
not to spoil everything.
Fair.
No.
But so the movie promotes this action of going there and kidnapping orphans as something positive. Maybe
No, it's okay.
a slightly bit misguided, but overall positive.
It's okay because this is all being investigated by an FBI agent whose name is literally Jack Daniels.
Nice.
By the way, I'm only halfway into it.
Oh my god!
Like I once.
this movie, so.
Yeah, I got to later on. I got to finish watching the rest of it.
So I take it this will be out next week on your channel.
No, it'll be out tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow even. So it might.
Nice.
So when this show goes on YouTube, it might already be out on your channel. Either way, go to his channel, follow him. So that's what I'm trying to say here.
I have a pretty quick turnaround time since my show doesn't really involve any like post-production effects or anything like that, or really any heavy pieces of editing. My turnaround time can be really quick. Like, so I can start work on a Snob episode on Sunday and have it up by Monday.
Oh, this is so enviable. Is this a word? Something to be...
Again, I mean, it's easier when in my case, like I said, I don't have any like After Effects really or or anything like that goes into my episodes.
Now, here's the thing: is I personally, if I don't do podcasts, I usually do like with this kind of slideshow thing where you have a little avatar, which is just stock motion, and it still is like 10 hours of editing after the writing and the audio. So. Yeah, I did a lot of things wrong in my life, I guess. Anyways, since you mentioned that this is basically your highlight of the week, Keyframe, what's going on in your life? New episode from the gym?
Oh
God, I shouldn't have asked.
Gym stories, yes.
Oh no,
Not for 4 weeks in a row.
I'm sorry, I can't help it that the gym is very entertaining.
I love the gym.
Oh yeah, but okay. So, there were 2 events that happened. One, I'm pretty sure Killmonger from Black Panther was at my gym.
I mean,
nice.
You were living in LA, it could be.
Yeah, the thing is that, like, I was just walking by and I was looking over, and this kid just looked exactly like fucking Michael B. Jordan, specifically when he was in Black Panther. And I was like, no, I can't be the only one that sees this. So I got Taylor, my friend, to be like, does this guy look like Chrissy? I'm not gonna look over at some random guy at the gym. And I'm like, dude, he looks like Michael B. Jordan. He's like, and then and then she did, and she's like, oh fuck, you're right. The other story is a guy almost broke his foot at the gym.
Really?
Okay, so you got the Jack Dude Bros at the gym, the kind of guys, who's deciding to take the fucking free weight barbells and lift them over their heads with no one spotting them because they're fucking idiots.
Okay, I stopped doing that.
Yeah, and so this guy was doing it, and he was like, okay, and he was about to put it down like sideways, and it went. And it landed right on his foot, and I just kind of look over because I'm doing squats with a barbell, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna move over here.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do in that situation.
Call an ambulance?
Well, okay, he had people helping, and I was like, I don't need to be the too many cook in that kitchen,
fair.
But yeah, besides that. Just working, doing stuff, animating. Mama Frame bought me this jacket because
the one that did not arrive.
Oh yeah, I had to refund it and then reorder it, and then it arrived 2 days later. Thanks, Amazon. You're fucking great with Amazon Prime.
Now I have the same story with a TV.
Yeah, but no, so you would think that now I'm a cool person because this is objectively a cool looking jacket. Nah, because at the same order, I also ordered these fucking bell bottoms.
Nice.
They look nicer when you have boots. Don't cringe like that, Maximilian. The outfit I'll put together when I'm standing up looks pretty nice.
I will take your word for it.
You'll see it in March. I'm bringing these.
Oh boy.
But no, and then
I'm sold.
Oh, bell bottoms are awesome. He's just a normie who doesn't like anything that's past the 90s in fashion. But no. Besides that, it was just the normie week of. Oh, and I finished editing a video at 5:45 this morning. Chrissy has a lot of things. A concept of time is not one of them. I will sit down and work on something. I'm like, hey, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd the sun go? Why is it back? Like, I was like, holy Christ, Max! I finished a video. Now it's 5:45 in the morning. He's like, great. Go to fucking bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have a show in 5 hours.
I'm like, okay. But that was my highlights. Chrissy not taking care of herself and someone almost breaking their foot. But it wasn't me.
That's actually, you haven't done anything to break bones in quite a while, have you?
No, I'm on a roll here.
Oh, that's disturbing. Who are you?
That's me. But what about you?
Apparently I'm for once the person who has the most stuff going on in their life. Then again, I go over my notes and it reads chaos, madness, and disaster. I'm not
Did something
fucking...
happen at work?
Well, this is the first part. The first part is construction chaos at work.
Okay.
So we moved to a new office space. So far, so good. Loved it. White space, nice tables. Out of the window, quite literally, which we are probably, me and my colleague Bart are probably the most envied people in the entire department. We are sitting together with the developers, and out of our window, across the yard, is a dance school. Mm-hmm. And they do a lot of jumping around in leotards and whatnot. And all the devs always like, good places. Oh. And the thing is, Bart sits with slightly looking into the direction of those. He has his jalousies down because the movement in the corner of his eye keeps irritating him. I sit with more than 90 degrees to them, so I do not see them either if I'm not specifically turn my head to see them. We are both like, yeah, we have the best places. Sure, bro.
Best seats in the house.
Sure, bro. Go. It's fine. You keep coding. No, but now they came in and we're like, okay, because we got this space new, and they wanted to create a little storage unit right behind us, right behind me. So they came in and they built an entire wall, like not with bricks, but with like metal bars and then some plates in it, and then whatever for putzen it is in English, like putting the stuff on the wall. Blaster. I assume it's blaster, whatever, and then painted. And the first day was great, so they came in and, well, when you have metal bars that are supposed to carry an entire wall, you have to use some kind of machinery, like a very loud drill and stuff. And, okay, I have a similar pair of headphones at work. I was like, headphones on, music all the way up. It's fine, guys, you keep working. Like, right behind me, like literally behind me. Bart completely, he has only in-ears, he completely fled and disappeared upstairs in the other office area, like, I can't work here. But yeah, one of the developers actually did it. They came up to the handyman, who were doing their job with the drill and everything, like, excuse me, could you do this a little bit quieter, maybe?
Oh,
because
how do you do that?
Yeah, and I was also like when the handyman told me that, because they were impressed how I just kept sitting there doing my thing. They were also like, I was also like, what's the idea, to wrap a pillow around the drill or
put a silencer on it?
Yeah, how do you do it screw it in by hand? It's like, I mean, yes, it was super loud. Yes, it was really, really annoying. But what did the developer expect what the answer would be? Sure, we just drilled this loud because we wanted to. I don't know. But yeah, by now I have a nice wall behind me. I actually suggested to our, I don't know, team manager or the manager from the development, like, to put foam into the room, like make it all with foam, so that we would have a scream room in the office. So when somebody has an annoying request or code breaks or whatever, just go into the room, close the door.
That's some John Lennon scream therapy right there.
I don't know. I would think it's. I would love it. Maybe I would even go there and record in the office in the future, because I got criticism that when I scream in my videos, it doesn't sound authentic because I'm screaming in my flat and I don't want to screw over the neighbor. So it's like, ow, ah, this kind of really, really bad screaming.
This sounds like such chaos, man. Your notes really hyped this up properly.
I know, right? Oh, shush you. Okay, let's skip the train madness. This was just when I put this down, I was like, wow, because it was... Or let's wrap it up. To the train station around the rush hour time. This train comes in a 5-minute interval. I arrived at the station. It told the display told me 10 minutes. I'm like, this is a 5-minute train. How does this work or not? And there were already so many people gathered. I was like, okay, the train that will arrive is so late that it's already super full, and now we have a station so full with people that you can fill an entire new train with it. This is pointless waiting here. So I went upstairs again, out of the underground, to a nearby grocery store because I wanted to buy groceries that day anyways. So did my grocery shopping, came back there, station completely empty. I just missed the train, but completely empty. I was one of the few people there. I look at the display, 10 minutes. What?
This is skipping the story?
Shush.
And then yada yada yada.
That's basically it. That's I don't know what's going on currently. The subway in Berlin is a nightmare around rush hour.
Winter,
You cannot.
that's what it is.
Yeah, it's basically unusable. But yeah, that's mostly it. I mean, I tried to meet coworkers at a Christmas market. I do not have agoraphobia, but I was standing in front of this 20-minute lines of people who wanted to get into the Christmas market. Inside, crowded as anything, and I just texted them and sorry guys, I'm out. I look at this crowd and I feel like, nope.
Abandoned ship.
Pretty much.
Old.
But yeah, this was my week, full of chaos, madness, and disasters.
So entertaining, man.
Shush you.
I get to do this as much as I want, but So let's talk about something more entertaining because it's something we all do. Media. What Max? I guess you could start. You wait to go.
I guess I can. Yes, indeed. People already probably knew it.
This way, Brad could pick one of the movies he already talked about last night.
Yeah. Or something completely different. Yeah, but yeah, I got and saw yesterday The Grinch, the new one with Benedict Cumberbatch. And I have to say, maybe disclaimer first, I have, due to the fact that The Grinch and Dr. Seuss in general is not such a big thing in Europe, I did not, like probably the majority of you people, grew up on the original 30-minute Christmas special of The Grinch. So I'm familiar with it. I have seen it at some point, I believe, when I visited America around Christmas. But yeah, I didn't grow up on it. I didn't see it as a child. I believe I saw it the first time with 17 or something. Or yeah.
How sad for you.
I guess.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, the original one, I don't share the general bias people have in favor of it. The Jim Carrey one, I even liking Jim Carrey because 90s kid and everything. The Jim Carrey Grinch, I don't know. It was not a good movie.
How dare you?
What? You liked it with the mayor and the Who's and
Sir, I had a VHS tape of that movie throughout my entire childhood.
So you grew up on the Jim Carrey Grinch. You are the poor person. I feel bad about myself now. I grew up on
Chuck Jones and Jim Carrey.
Wait,
I grew up on the Chuck Jones one. I was like 19 when the Jim Carrey one came out. And I saw the new one as well. I saw it for the site, and it did make me respect the Jim Carrey one a lot more.
Okay, I don't know. What is the Chuck Jones one? Do I missing something?
No, the 30-minute special was animated by Chuck Jones, the Looney Tunes guy.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. And you guys say the Jim Carrey one is a better one?
Yes.
Compared to the Illumination one, yes.
Compared to the Chuck Jones one, the original one, that one's easily the best of the three. But if we're comparing the Jim Carrey one and the Illumination one, God, yeah, the Jim Carrey one I like better.
Really? I guess I have to watch it now because here's the thing about the Illumination one. I had a good time watching it. I mean, that's something that you can say about Illumination. They make it so flat that you don't have anything to be offended by, except for Minions. They had a Minions pre-film. Okay, this was actually hard to watch. I came in there, was like, okay, looking forward to the Grinch. Then Minions. Then the movie had actually an uphill battle for me after that point. No, but I thought it so far. I mean, Illumination. It's easy. It's fast food. You can easily consume it. It's not challenging. I found it entertaining.
Ain't that the truth?
No, but I mean, I've had issues with certain inconsistencies. Like every now and then, even the Grinch himself rhymed, but then they completely dropped it. It was like, hey, this is based on Dr. Seuss. Maybe we should rhyme a little bit, but it's too.
That's I mean, they did that already with the Lorax movie.
Well, we all know how that turned out.
And Cat in the Hat.
Oh yeah.
Really?
We don't talk about that movie. Not here. Not anywhere.
No, but
not in this house. Not with a mouse.
I mean, maybe it's a thing why they made what's a problem for many people, but that they made the Grinch too nice. But personally, I liked his relationship with Max, for example. That there was nearly no animal abuse. He did this one thing with the reindeer and the tail grabber, where I was like, why? You had such a good track record. But no, he's actually treating the dog nicely, which kind of raises the question: why are you making this face?
Because he's that in the new Grinch movie. He's not the Grinch. In the Jim Carrey one, he's the Grinch. In the Chuck Jones one, he's the Grinch. In this one, he's a guy who's sort of mildly having a bad day, sort of. Like, you could change the lyrics to, you're not really a mean one, you're just kind of in a mood, Mr. Grinch.
You're depressed now,
yeah,
Mr.
Yeah.
Maybe there's... But yeah, maybe there's a point coming in again that I did not grow up on it, so I'm not looking for the Grinch so much, because the character is for me literally a foreign concept. And so yeah, the bigger relatability of this Grinch is maybe what made it more enjoyable for me, but make it worse in regards to being a Grinch movie.
Maybe. My biggest question with this movie, because I went to go see it, but I have nothing to say about it. It is like plain tofu. It's just, why get Benedict Cumberbatch and make him do the most plain American accent? Not even the Doctor Strange American accent. Just normal Tom from accounting. Like, it's just like, I don't get see, I was excited when they released like the first production pictures and stuff, and they were like Benedict Cumberbatch, and I'm like, that's actually pretty cool, because it made me think of the original Chuck Jones one, because they had the guy who used to be Tony the Tiger as the voice, and I'm like, yay, let's return to that. Because the one thing about the Jim Carrey one is like, yeah, the Jim Carrey Grinch kind of gets grating since his voice is always like this, because, well, it's fucking Jim Carrey. But then it's like, oh, let's just make him green tofu. That's he's not the Grinch, he's green tofu.
Yeah, it's a very like most Illumination movies, it's a very made by committee movie. Like, what's going to be the safest, most non-threatening, toothless movie we could possibly make? And that's really every Illumination movie to a T. Like, they need to stop doing movies where their main characters are supposed to be villains, because they're terrible at it.
They are just so not good.
Yeah, I'm really not a Illumination fan, and it's not so much that I've really seen an Illumination movie that I would say would make my worst movies of the year list. It's just that every single one of them is so made by committee safe that they're just these non-threatening, forgettable movies with really good animation. I'll give them that, but nothing else to them, really. You have Benedict Cumberbatch, who, like you said, you would think is actually a really good choice to be this, but then they give him this like sort of like he's doing a Paul Lynde kind of voice. Like, why? I don't. I didn't like that movie.
It sounds like he's trying to do a really bad Phallus impression.
Yeah, and if they had gotten Phelan to do it, like that would be pretty good casting, actually.
I mean, he
but
brings
Max,
the
do you have
necessary
a
amount of emotion.
defense for this movie? Do you have a defense for the sin of enjoying this movie?
Oh no! I mean, this is probably as I said before. The main criticism about this movie is that it is so cookie cutter clean. No Christmas pun intended. But this makes it also, unless of course you have a childhood that gets slaughtered by watching this movie. No, a legacy of the Grinch as a not even a franchise. It's just one story.
A property.
Yeah, or property. No, but due to the fact that it is so easy consumable, I watched it and some jokes worked. I liked what they did with music in the movie. Like when the giant Christmas tree flies by, they actually played like dum 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 dum. No, wait, this is a wedding march.
Do you mean the funeral procession?
Oh, Tannenbaum, oh Tannenbaum.
Oh, Christmas tree.
Oh, Christmas tree, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, yes, it probably is completely forgettable and will probably be the Grinch at least the least impression. But for one kino visit, I was fine. I had a few laughs, even a few touching moments. And once again, I like Max. I might be biased because of the name, but I was glad that the dog. I was glad that the dog did not get abused. That's my final words on the Grinch.
I'm glad the dog didn't get abused. Max 2018.
Yeah, but why is the Illumination Grinch movie the one I enjoyed most? The dog did not get abused.
Should someone make a DVD cover for the Illumination Grinch movie with 5 stars, just saying the dog doesn't get abused?
Yes, that remix theme to the Grinch that they did, that I think Tyler the Creator did, sounded like a drunk guy trying to sing the Grinch theme in the shower and mixing up the lyrics.
Yes, it does. It's like, why? We didn't need a trap remix of the Grinch.
That was so bad. It was so bad.
It's
that
like
was
you can't capture the genius you had with Pharrell. You can't do that and just be like, oh, we'll just put Tyler the Creator in there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've been on this green soy boy long enough.
That's yep.
Brad, is there a film that you want to talk about?
Or any media. Maybe
any media.
I just want to say, you talk about movies on a so regular basis, maybe you want to share different media.
Sometimes I have to think of what I just saw because I see so many movies throughout the week. So a lot of times someone will ask me like, oh, what'd you go see last week? And I have to stop and think about it because I'm like, what the hell did come out last week? Because I'm at the theater quite a bit during the week. But yesterday, my wife and I watched Life Size 2.
They made movie. A second one?
Yeah, there is. There's a second one. It just came out, in which our lead character is this drunken CEO who is frequently popping up on TMZ because she keeps like passing out drunk in public and things like that. And then her Eve doll comes to life, and it's Tyra Banks, who's trying to convince her not to discontinue the Eve dolls because this is the CEO of the toy company that manufactures them. And it's really only the second craziest movie I've seen this week because of the Kirk Cameron movie. But no, this movie has like the villains in it are the evil board of executives who are trying to oust the CEO from her position. And I'm watching it going, yeah, no shit. She keeps showing up drunk at all the meetings and showing up late and popping up on TMZ, passing out in the middle of the street.
So like, you're telling...
I kind of agree with this board of executives.
So you're telling us the lady is actually the villain and the board of directors are the secret heroes.
Yeah, but they like manipulate you into rooting against the board of executives because the one guy who's like the evil one trying to oust her from the company, they add a layer on top of that where they say that he falsely put the girl's mom in prison so he could take over the company. So they like guilt you into rooting against him. at the end, the guy comes out and says, "We've just found all the evidence that you falsely put her in jail. You're under arrest." Like, oh, well, that was easy and fast. Where did you get all that? Whatever. And then Tyra Banks has a love interest in the movie, and both of them get shrunk down into dolls at the end, in which they are living in this doll society within the dolls, where the guy who's her love interest is a chef who now is living in this doll community, seemingly has given up all his business, his friends, co-workers, and family, and is in this doll community where, yes, they are all living flesh, but the food is still plastic. So he's in his own, like, personal hell by the end of this movie.
What?
Wait, does the end turn into Toy Story? Like,
oh my god. It's the prequel to Toy Story 4.
No, I remember seeing the first life-size movie with Lindsay Lohan.
This entire franchise doesn't ring a bell to me. I'm not entirely sure if it even came cross-Atlantic at all.
I think it was not even like a movie that came out in theaters. Or at least I don't think it was. It was a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Oh no,
exactly.
it was a television film that aired on ABC, so the quality that's gonna happen there. But no, like it was like a movie with like young Lindsay Lohan, like Parent Trap Lindsay Lohan, not Herbie the Love Bug Lindsay Lohan. But like, and I just remember this movie's stupid because it's like, hey, we're gonna make this doll come to life, and it will fix your life. But at least they didn't give the doll a love interest, because she just undoes the spell herself and turns back into a doll willingly because she did her job.
Oh, okay. So the plot is we have a doll that turns into an... By the way, did I find the right movie poster?
Yes, that's
the right one. So originally Lindsay Lohan was going to be back in this movie, but couldn't because of her reality show or whatever. And you can tell when you're watching it that the main character was originally conceived to be Lindsay Lohan, because the main character in this movie is always popping up on TMZ and has like substance abuse and alcohol problems. And and also like the name of Lindsay Lohan's character from the first one was Casey, and the main character in this movie's name is Gracie.
They didn't even get very far with the script.
So you can tell this was originally written to be Lindsay Lohan. Like it was probably going to be like parodying her real life a little bit.
I like to think that they made.
And she's supposed to be a actual Barbie doll.
Yes, the Eve dolls are essentially Barbies.
This
but like
sounds like this sounds like a franchise I'm really, really sad I missed out on.
But no, no, I like to think that they made the excuse that, she had her reality show scheduling conflicts, not the fact that she tried to kidnap a refugee's kid in the middle of Russia or something. That is a great story. And then she was live streaming it on Periscope, and then the mom of the kid punched her in the face, and she's like, "Why is this happening to me? I'm just trying to help."
It was do you remember the Lisa Lionheart episode of The Simpsons? With the Malibu Stacy, and then by the end of it, Lisa creates her own doll, which is a line of where they can be like a Supreme Court justice and a teacher, a doctor, and things like that. That's basically the plot of this movie. They're wanting to update the Eve dolls, but their version of doing that is to do this presentation at the end where they have the Eve dolls literally just wearing a T-shirt that says woke.
Why not have one with movable joints so it can dab?
It was pretty bad.
10 out of 10. IGN. Best movie.
Best movie ever.
Life size too, ladies and gentlemen.
That's something that's life size too. Okay, my media. Oh boy. I have something that is so rare, a YouTube channel. But the person is actually famous. Taylor let me discover this. He's named Tim Minchin, And if you like Bo Burnham, Tim Minchin is like that, but on steroids. He's an Australian Australian composer, pianist, singer, songwriter, and his songs they're comedy based and satire based, but they also have a huge level of sincerity that it's like you don't get with a lot of Bo's stuff. Bo's stuff is a lot of self-deprecation, but his stuff is like more sincere. And I was watching his special last night, and I was like, "Holy crap, this guy's great!" And there's a show he has a show on YouTube. You can find a full show of him on YouTube where he has a full fucking orchestra behind him, and that's amazing. But the thing that made it interesting is that we looked up this guy's credits because I'm like, he can't only, be this guy. Because I'm like, why have I not heard of him in America? Apparently, he did a bunch of Broadway stuff. He is the songwriter and composer for the Matilda musical, and a new discovery I made, the Groundhog Day musical that I didn't know existed. I
had no idea that was a thing.
Yes. If anyone can find me the Groundhog Day musical, a bootleg of it, please send it to me. I want to see this. I want to see a musical sequence of Bill Murray killing himself multiple times.
Oh shit, this is actually happening, isn't it?
You have to think about it.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. I jump off the tower now. I don't know.
Oh yeah, but and then the other thing I discovered is that, which is another entry in the book of Fuck Comcast. Apparently, for 4 years, he was working on a movie with DreamWorks, which was going to be this Australian fantasy movie with a full Australian star-studded cast, headed by Hugh Jackman. It was going to be a musical. He wrote the music for it. He co-directed it with Chris Miller. It was a big thing. Working at DreamWorks for 4 years, he put aside all these projects, 9 of them, because this was his passion project. When Comcast bought DreamWorks, they canceled the production and fired everyone who worked on it.
Wow.
112 employees. So after that, he just moved back to Sydney.
Yeah.
And you know what? Perfectly fine reason. But he has. And then one other thing: if you want to see him in a film, go see the 2018 Robin Hood movie where he plays Friar Tuck.
Oh yeah.
He's Friar Tuck?
Yes, he's Friar Tuck.
Yeah. He's Friar Tuck. He's kind of the comic relief of the movie.
But
yeah, it fits.
But usually, mostly Friar Tuck brings a little bit more meat to the
camera
show.
adds 10 pounds.
In his case,
this
probably 20 to 30.
I've seen the 2018 Robin Hood, and it's definitely not interested in being that accurate to any kind of source material.
This is the one with Jamie Foxx or something, isn't it?
Yeah. You mean it's not accurate with Jamie Foxx and the kid from Kingsman?
Jamie Foxx who's basically playing the character that Morgan Freeman, Hazim, the character Morgan Freeman played in Prince of Thieves, but he's called Little John, so they've just combined the two characters.
Because Robin Hood had such a big cast of people that needed to be condensed more.
And they needed to have that giant casino scene in what looks like a modern-looking casino.
Wait, what?
Watch the 2018 Robin Hood movie. It's a joy.
But with the kid from...
Paragon Egerton, the kid from Kingsman.
Oh, I like him in Kingsman.
And I like that guy. It's got Ben Mendelsohn playing the sheriff as every Ben Mendelsohn villain character you've ever seen him play. I love Prince of Thieves, the Kevin Costner one, and the best part of that was Alan Rickman as the sheriff of Nottingham. In this, Ben Mendelsohn's really just kind of playing like he did in Ready Player One and Rogue One. At least in Prince of Thieves, Alan Rickman wasn't just playing Hans Gruber again from Die Hard.
Good point. But going back to Tim, I really, for one thing, he's a fucking master at the piano. This one is a more simple song, but he has one song in the special where it's supposed to be his edgy song, so there's smoke on the stage, and the lyrics are just "Daddy never came to my ball games," and he's just going fucking crazy, doing the Great Balls of Fire thing and standing while playing the piano. It's so good. But then he's and he sounds like a Billy Joel, David Bowie kind of singing voice. So definitely fitting in my tastes. But but the song that I recommend is People's first song from him, because it has that good mix of sincerity and comedy. Is It's Not Perfect, which is the one that's playing, and it's a very funny introspective thing of like, this is my earth, it's not perfect, but it's fine. This is my home, this is my mind, going deeper and deeper. And one of the lines that I just love is he says, I hate my mind, but it's never said a bad thing back to me, which is like, we self-loathe ourselves so much that we never learn how to self-love. And it's really interesting, and he just has such a good way with words. And it's him, like people like Bo Burnham and him, that can bring so much into music. And when we live in a state where we are so vacuous with a lot of our lyrics and put a lot more into the instrumentation, which is important, but it's good to see music still be used as a storytelling thing. And that's why I really like his stuff. So I really recommend people go look up his shows and stuff, because he has a goddamn lot of them. And I'm fucking jealous of all the people who live in Australia and the UK, because he's touring there this year, but he's not coming to America because fuck Comcast.
But at least you can see him at your local movie theater in Robin Hood.
Yeah,
Robin Hood 2018.
There he is.
Yes.
Yeah, he looks like a homeless man.
He kind of does with
yeah.
Why is he wearing like a beanie that you get at Target? Like
that's his Halloween costume as Billy Connolly.
Oh my God, it is. But yeah, we've talked enough about medias. Now we have some questions. Oh my God, since people were really hyped up about you, we got quite a few. But we'll try to get through. I'm having a good time. But okay. This one comes from a person whose name is just a bunch of Chinese characters. So, sorry, buddy. I'm going to call you Sashimi. Sashimi asks
Tim.
To Tim. To A&Y Key and Cinema. So, Max, Chrissy, and Brad. If you could erase one movie from existence, what would it be? Can I change that to a movie from my memory? Because there's quite a few.
Whoa.
I know one, and it's one that I blame Brad for, because it was from a review. It wasn't. See, originally I was going to think Oogie Loves, but no, I thought of the one that was worse. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like that creepypasta-esque movie that just had a bunch of parade floats in it, and there was like a little kid.
Fun in Balloon Land.
Yeah, Fun in Balloon Land could die and never return, because I watched the movie after, because I'm like, it can't be that bad. That thing terrified me.
That brings joy to the house every Thanksgiving. This is hard, because I'm thinking like okay, as much as I might hate something, there's an audience for everything, I guess. So I'm thinking in my head, like, what really doesn't need to exist? And I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. Dog Fucker with Linda Lovelace, the movie where she's fucking a dog. I'm like, yeah, there doesn't need to be an audience for that. They can all rot. Yeah, so that movie, sure. The Linda Lovelace bestiality movie.
She actually fuck a dog?
As a real movie. I mean, well, okay, I use the word movie in the loosest of terms. It's more of just kind of a stag reel.
The plot of Dogorama is very simple. The future star of Deep Throat, Linda Lovelace, is pleasured by a German Shepherd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it starts out with her lover in the scene gets up and leaves, and she's pissed off because he didn't satisfy her. So next best thing, the dog. Sure. That happened. Data, that would be a very hard review to do on YouTube.
Well, that's your first Pornhub review, being like, hello to my first Pornhub exclusive.
Yes. I've even gotten banned from Pornhub.
Ooh, that's a challenge.
But yeah, so That's a good choice. What about you, Maxie?
Yeah, I will probably not have a good choice. I have the benefit of erasing bad movies from my memory, so I guess because I cannot recall any.
The fact you have the memory of a gerbil?
I know, this is kind of not helping. Oh, no, ha, Netflix helped me. No. Then again, people like this. No, I will just go with being a big fan of the MCU. We really didn't need either the first or the second Thor movie. Just take.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, give the Creation Stone. Put the Creation Stone in the first. I don't know. Get the Creation Stone and maybe the introduction part of the first story and make this one story, and then we have one of the weakest MCU movies less. I don't know. This is not a creative answer, but I couldn't come up with a movie that really deserves it.
I like the first Thor.
Yeah, this is the thing. I would to this day say that so far there is no bad MCU movie, not a single one. There are weaker ones and stronger ones, obviously.
Yeah.
But even the worst ones among the MCU movies are still like, yeah, nice popcorn. That's the lowest they have ever gone. Oh, somebody has. Do you have a worse one?
4-2 is so bad, man. 4-2 is just objectively a bad movie.
Thor 2's not very good.
Yeah.
It's got moments in it that are fine. Like the back and forth between Thor and Loki are good. The movie started picking up for me when Loki got back into it, which was maybe halfway into the movie. But even then, it kept cutting back to Darcy doing annoying shit. Yeah, that movie's not very good.
You notice that the Thor movies got better when Kat Dennings wasn't in the movies.
I wasn't even a huge fan of Ragnarok, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, at least Kat Dennings wasn't in the movie.
She was annoying.
There's a lot of stuff I like Kat Dennings in. I just couldn't stand the Darcy character.
She was a friend with the glasses, or
she was Darcy.
What? Darcy.
She was Portman's friend with the glasses, a girl. Oh.
Did she have glasses? Yeah.
Maybe I'm also projecting.
Yeah, okay, so this next one is from Wolfhead, who has a great question for us. Fuck, marry, kill. He always asks one of these.
Well, we kind of told him that he has to do it from now on.
He comes up with creative ones.
That's
so fuck, marry, kill. Tim the Toolman Taylor from Home Improvement, Steve Urkel from Family Matters, and Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory.
Kill Sheldon. Fuck Tim Taylor, marry Urkel. Because at least Urkel has a machine to turn him into somebody more tolerable.
Oh yeah, he could turn into Stefan. Plus, Urkel is like an award-winning astronaut by the end of the show.
Yeah. There's lots of like with Urkel, hey, he's probably a billionaire at this point with all the shit he's invented.
Yeah, I would still would go a different way. I would go with marry Tim Allen, because come on, it's Tim Allen. Then Steve Urkel can still bring, with all his inventions and his luxury, he can bring something to bad for the fucking. And yeah, this kind of leaves Sheldon out there to be killed, because he is not really husband material, but he is also not really fuckable. So yeah, murder by...
Sheldon Cooper isn't people material.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. The thing that I imagined when you said Urkel could bring something to bed, I imagined Robo Urkel from the show.
Yeah.
Just with
or
a giant
the possessed doll Urkel.
Oh.
So, do you have a third variation, or
no? Well, okay.
So
we all Sheldon.
We all kill Sheldon. Wow.
Look. Here's the thing. Whoever liked Sheldon.
But I Leonard, apparently. Out of necessity.
Whoever liked Sheldon, that wasn't written to like Sheldon.
Yeah.
I like him as a foil to the other characters, but yeah, the idea of having to deal with him myself? No.
Yeah, the thing is also, I can't... there's occasional times where I'm like, hey, this show is somehow still running. What happens in it?
Wait, is it still running?
It's still running. Apparently, Sheldon's married. Apparently, Sheldon's married now and not a virgin. They had a whole episode where his gift to his girlfriend's later wife was to have sex with her.
Wow.
I'll bet that was a very special episode.
On this very special episode of Sheldon High.
No, I lost interest in the show when they started to completely retcon Penny's backstory from being this really positive sunshine girl to later, I was a bully in school the entire time, I was totally mean to nerds. What? This wasn't the case for the first 2 seasons.
Like, I didn't watch a lot of Big Bang Theory. I just look at the Wikipedia page and be like, what happens? Apparently, one of them has like 2 kids now.
What?
Like what? Yeah, the Jewish one.
Yeah, probably because he was the first one to get married. But 2? Okay, then again, the show runs for years, but still.
But wow. But no, I would kill Sheldon.
Okay, but
here's the thing: I'm in between Tim Allen and Urkel.
I just want to say, are you a money grabber like Brad, or are you a homie improvement guy like me?
Thing is, we're not talking about Tim Allen. We're talking about Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah, this was Tim Allen.
The guy who consistently destroys his home.
Yeah, he played himself.
Yeah, he keeps setting shit on fire.
He keeps putting rocket fuel in grills and seeing them break the tool time set consistently. Plus, there's always some kind of Playboy model on the tool time set. How am I going to know he's faithful? And if we're going by the fact he's Tim Allen killed a guy, okay? Tim Allen killed a guy at a coke-fueled drunken drive. So, you know what? I think I'm going to marry Urkel. Not for the money.
Just for the risk reduction.
For the stability.
But you are still willing to sleep with Tim 2 times.
He has coke, so maybe I won't remember. Knowing something, he'll make some kind of Rube Goldberg contraption to lead to the bed that knocks me out and I don't remember anything. I get a concussion.
Yeah, but a guy so prone to accidents in your bed, even if it is for one night. I mean, your logic is not completely consistent there, but I guess we can move on to the next one. Okay,
that was a great question. It reveals a lot about people. Let's see. From Enigma to the Cinema Snob. Oh. Uh-huh. Okay. I didn't read the question before I... How does it feel to be on such a weird and bizarre show that is literally called the AWKWARDCast? And also... thanks, fine. Enigma. Thanks.
I've been doing this a long time, so like, I'm totally fine. There was one, I don't know if in terms of like... any kind of awkwardness or whatever, it's going to be really hard to top one that I was on several years ago where halfway through they just started playing with their guns. I can't remember the name of it. I don't even know where to find it, but just halfway through they just started talking about their firearm. This wasn't even like, I don't even think it was a firearm show. This just suddenly started happening. They were just comparing the size of their pistols that they were holding in their hands and like loading them and shit. Yeah, maybe their dicks too. I don't know. Like it really seemed like it was turning into a dick measuring contest.
At some point, you zoned out and went to your happy place.
I zoned out. Yeah, I zoned out after a while. I think I was chiming in less and less as it was going on. It might have gone on a while. Like I can't remember.
The best thing I have at hand right now is a cane, so I'm not sure if this counts.
Dude,
it does shoot. It's like the penguin's cane.
Yeah, dude, maybe what they were doing is that they have a certain fetish to have someone, maybe they're kind of like exhibitionists, so they're talking about their pistols and they have someone there to listen to them.
Ooh.
Right, yeah. I'm like, what are you guys talking about here? Like, I think they might have gotten a little drunk too.
Yeah, maybe. But okay, so the second... Yeah, the second part is that he just wanted to say, also, I wanted to say that I donated to your second movie, another Cinema Snob movie, and I have been watching your videos for a long time, and I love it, and you. Godspeed to you and all your current and future endeavors. Thanks, Enigma. You're wholesome.
Thank you very, very much, and I hope you really like the movie. I hate it. I want my donation back.
Okay. From Starflash, I think we can do like 2 more questions. Starflash asks, what's your favorite Christmas movie and/or special?
That one's easy
Not
for me.
fucking Die Hard, okay?
I have an answer. I have an answer to a question.
Is it The Grinch from 2018?
No. No. No, Arthur Christmas.
Oh yeah, Arthur
I
Christmas.
really like Arthur Christmas. Yeah, but not much more to say. It's a nice spin on the entire idea. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a great movie. It's CGI, but from Artman. So the guys who are usually known for the stop motion, like Wallace and Gromit. But they did CGI. They did good CGI. They had put a lot of creative and imaginative thought in it. Overall, a good, wholesome story who captures a nice Christmas spirit at the end of it. So watch this shit. It's Christmas time. Go. Okay, next one. Not question, but yeah.
Scrooged with Bill Murray is probably my favorite. Yeah, it's really funny. It's dark. It's got really good makeup effects and everything in it. The soundtrack is really, really solid. Yeah, it's a really good dark Christmas comedy. I've always loved that one.
My favorite is Dogorama with Linda Lovelace. No.
I forgot it was a holiday movie. Yes.
You know, the German Shepherd, they put little reindeer ears on him.
Yeah.
Named him Max.
It was actually Max the dog in the scene.
Oh, but no, I have 3 because I love Christmas movies, but The Muppets Christmas Carol, watch it every year. That's so good. Even though when I was a kid, the Marley and Marley song, I would fast forward it on my player because specifically the part where it's like, we're Marley and Marley. Like, that used to creep me out as a kid. I'm like, why did you make the puppets scary? These are the ones that laugh. I don't like this. Bring back Kermit. But second is all of the other reindeer if you're going by TV specials. It's such an underrated. It's based on a children's book, and it was made by the creator of The Simpsons, Matt Groening. And so it has a bunch of the. It has Dan Castellaneta as the mailman. It has a bunch of people who worked on The Simpsons, and it's a very interesting production because it's a CG produced movie. Because I think this was before Flash was readily used, but all the CG models are flat. So they look like the illustrations in the book. So it's a very unique style, and Drew Barrymore is Olive, and she's so cute in the movie. I just love it so damn much. So I really recommend people watch it, see the movie. It's on YouTube for full, because I don't think they've ever released a DVD of it. But it's such a cute little. It's only 30 minutes or something. It's an easy watch. And then the third one. It's totally ironic liking. It's the fucking Christmas Tree movie, which is this shitty animated film. I think Critic reviewed it and Saberspark recently reviewed it. It's this shitty animated movie that's about this orphanage who has this.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Who has this alcoholic person who steals all the donations that the mayor gives the orphanage, who just gives them in money bags and gambles all the kids' money away.
And they also have it's called Annie, isn't it?
Yeah, but they have a tree. Shut up. They have a tree named Mrs. Goodwell that they think will answer their wishes and get them parents. And then in the end, Santa Claus comes in and electrocutes the fuck out of the orphanage owner.
Yeah.
And getting electrocuted makes her nice.
Did he also bring parents to the children?
No, but he brought presents and new clothes.
And Kirk Cameron.
But no, it's such a terrible movie. It only aired once on TV and was never shown again. Yeah. It's like Rhapsody Street Kids, but 2D animated. But it's so bad, but it's so good bad. I love it so much. Yeah. But yeah, so those are my 3. But one more question, and let's see. Okay, this one specifically for Mr. Brad. Makes sense for the last question. Dark Raven asks, for Brad, favorite review you've ever done thus far? I guess
I do really like the Wired episode. The one there, it was the John Belushi biopic with Michael Chiklis, where it was John Belushi's ghost waking up after he ODs and he's getting driven around by his guardian angel, who's a Puerto Rican cab driver named Angel. And it's absolute insanity. Like it's one of the most like tasteless biopics ever made. And I got to be like really kind of analytical with that episode, and also throw in some riffs and things like that to it. So I saw that movie when it first came out in 1989. So I really like that I got to tackle that movie, because I love doing episodes on what the fuck Hollywood movies, and that one is one of the most like insane biographies you'll ever see.
That sounds like an episode of there was a show on Adult Swim called Mary Shelley's Frankenhole that was made by the guy who made Moral Orel, and they had an episode about John and Jim Belushi where it was a Jekyll and Hyde situation. So if he snorted coke, he became John Belushi, and when he sobered up, he became Jim Belushi, the brother no one likes.
Yeah, this one, like, it's because it has Michael Chiklis, it was his first movie, and he is really good in the movie, and it has certain moments that work, like when he gets the speedball injected and he's dying. That's a pretty grim scene in the movie, and the music that's playing over it too really works as well. But then it's ruined by frequently cutting back to Belushi and his guardian angel making a bet on a pinball machine, a Blues Brothers pinball machine, about whether or not John's gonna die or return back to Earth. Like, and this is all done like super serious. It's insane. It is crazy that this movie exists.
What was the name of it again?
Wired.
Just Wired.
Yeah.
I need to watch this now. This is going on the list of what the fuck movies I need to watch with that I need to watch and make people watch, along with Mom and Dad with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, like, that movie's so good.
It is. Yeah, that one totally is. The movie Wired is bad. I mean, it's worth watching for how insane it is. But I mean, if you are a big John Belushi fan like I am, the movie will also make you mad because it's wildly disrespectful.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? That was a great answer to the last question. This show just went, after we fixed the mic problem so smoothly and everything. It was nice and entertaining. This is very rare for this podcast. It's kind of awkward.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The meme has seen on this live stream and talk about random crap. It's time for Awkward Cast. Random guests and funny gags is the Awkward Cast. Artists and analysis. You do not want to miss the Awkward Cast. It's the Awkward Cast.